It's Leinster versus Munster at the RDS, and here we go again. What a final this is set to be, and straight from the very kick-off, from the first whistle, all the pressure. Ronan Kelleher, and he seeks Devon Toner. Kelleher now, Henshaw took the ball at pace and took a good line, asking questions of that Munster rearguard inside the opening 60 seconds of the final. Shane Jennings got a try in 2013 against Ulster in the final after only 3 minutes. That's the record so far. Here's Henshaw now, pops it out to his midfield partner for the afternoon, Rory O'Loughlin, in for Gary Ringrose. Here's Ross Byrne now. What a start this would be for Leinster. Ross Byrne takes the responsibility on his own shoulders, keeps ball in hand, goes back against the grain to the open side. Josh van der Fleer now, the Leinster captain. McGrath recycles, gets it into Conan inside the opening 90 seconds. Henshaw again, third time he's been involved with ball in hand. Leinster need a scrum half, and Andrew Porter is quite happy to oblige in that situation, thinking on his feet. And now it's Rhys Ruddock, the blindside flanker. Everyone is keen to get involved in there, and they go off their feet. Penalty coming here, the opportunity to play something a little bit different out of the playbook. No advantage coming in after phase. Carberry then with the restart. Henshaw trying to get out of his own 22, but that's good physicality from Sean Klein, and Munster will bring plenty of that in the tight five. Cronin, Scannell, Ryan and Sean Klein, tag Byrne in the form of his career so far. He's really important to how Munster want to play today. Healy has been in great form as well, and Johan van Graan this week talking about the importance of counter-attack and how Munster can respond to pressure. There's another big collision in midfield.
Like, you can see what they were trying to do, but clearly it's up to...
Now what can Leinster manufacture and conjure here? The little 9-10 switch, and then out into midfield to Henshaw, and they go to the edge to Carney. He's in such great prolific try-scoring form the last season and a half. Selected ahead of James Lowe as Leinster hold a little bit in reserve. Ball is there, real scrap for Luke McGrath's done a great shift for his side there, and here goes Keller. We know all about his power and indeed his acceleration.
Not on the ball.
Brings play right up into that Munster 22. Leinster very much in the ascendancy on the front foot. They have the overlap, and they might have... Oh, it's a good shove from Leinster. Both front rows are up. Conor Murray has to take action to try and get his team out of there. Here's Ruddock now from a Munster point of view, but still ball in hand for Leinster as they come looking again with Rory O'Loughlin. Cries from the Leinster players. On and now Kelleher, no forward momentum. Again Henshaw is the point of attack. The little switch which didn't come, perhaps that was wise from Ross Byrne, because Dave Carney was coming on a very narrow line around the corner. Van der Fleer on this occasion gets it into Cian Healy, starting his fourth final in a row. Man of the match in the final a couple of years ago over in Glasgow against the Warriors. 10 minutes in, Robbie Henshaw all over this. There's another penalty coming here.
That's it, Niall Scannell. He went off his feet, didn't he? Very, very patient, isn't he? That was the hit.
This guy, as we know so far, has been 100%. And this time it's Larmour from the Joey Carberry restart. Cian Healy now up against Sean Klein. Good hit from the Munster second row, and it brings a Munster penalty. And there is a little bit of respite and a reprieve now, and a chance to release.
Huge intent. So at this stage...
Difficult one to take. He was stretching, wasn't he, Gavin Coombs? Straight to touch, not an option here, and that's hanging up in the breeze.
Just got it off the leg.
Hugo Keenan couldn't quite get to the pitch of it. He's normally so good under the high ball, but Kelleher did well to mop things up for Leinster. Ross Byrne options left and right, goes to Conan. clear out from Ruddock, and it was
No, it's fine.
there from McGrath. No knock on despite the protestations of the Munster players. And Kelleher now again, he's carried well in the opening quarter of an hour here. O'Loughlin. Cries from the Munster players on this occasion. It's getting very, very interesting, isn't it, at breakdown time? As we knew,
The Munster centres are swapping over and back throughout it, but you can see in this time 13 takes and 12 goes in. But look at that for Dale Andy. That's real power play.
an avenue of attack for them. That's a really good contest, isn't it, between Scott Vardy and Peter O'Mahony. That's super delivery into the middle of the park to a man like Farrell on a good line. Ross Byrne stuck to the task defensively. Here's Joey Carberry, always willing to take the ball an extra half a pace or so and try and attack that line. Change the picture for the Leinster defence. And now John Ryan. Again, there's a Leinster player with hands on. Mike Adamson is right there. Ball available for Conor Murray. Healy hits the
Little bit
attack. I think it was Henshaw with the tackle. It's that man Dale Andy again. Short line offered by Klein, but they go the other way to Coombs, and there he is with ball in hand and looking to make progress through the tackle. This is better from Munster now. As Liam said, first period of pressure. Luke McGrath just has a look at what's available, and now he'll have to play at the Leinster captain. O'Loughlin now. Oh, it's a good take from Keenan. It was very, very difficult to take, but he did so really well. And Jordan Lorimer with those dancing feet takes Leinster again up towards that Munster 22. Just knocked it on in the process of that, so Munster should be able to exit here with a knock-on advantage. Tadhg Byrne, first real robust carry from him. There he goes again. And penalty coming. Leinster off.
10-metre line.
Over the 15.
Where he is always this close to the line. You need to keep a close eye on him.
Don't change two.
Josh van der Fleer, certainly with the red scrum pack, is doing just that. But that's great progress from the Munster pack of forwards, making real momentum and yardage up to the 22.
Back foot. Back foot.
Murray now snipes, and there is that man Earls, but he's got a lot of heavy traffic in his way. Just pop it out to Coombs again there for Conor Murray. Van der Fleer over the ball, really good clear out. CJ Stander in there in the nick of time. Dale Andy now with a really good fend. Healy did have the option of Conway outside him, didn't use him, and Leinster have turned it over. Been pinched by Dave Carney. Big play in the 22 when Munster were on the attack and looking dangerous. And Leinster sensibly and predictably clearing their lines, albeit not going for touch on this occasion. 20 minutes in, it's absolutely flown by, and it's just heating up very nicely. Really good period of possession and territory for Munster. Joey Carberry now finds Earls. Can he find any space in there? So good last week on international duty, and now back with his province looking to put one over on his teammates. Through the hands they go again. Farrell this time all the way out to Conway.
13, stop.
His decision making is always really, really good. His kicking game, as we know, in attack, most unflappable.
Timing.
Player who's played every minute of the Six Nations.
Whoa.
Miles Scannell goes to the front to Sean Klein.
Hold. One stop. Get in the 5.
Scannell now up against his opposite number. That's another big collision. Kelleher and Scannell together, and Munster looking. Both teams have kept ball in hand despite these swirling conditions, which are difficult for back three. Here come Munster on the defensive now against this Leinster attack. Byrne and Keenan combining. Jordan Lorimer. That's another good contest, isn't it? Henshaw and Dale Andy, 2-12 together. Ross Byrne, a lot of trouble out that way, so he comes back against the grain. He gets away from John Ryan. Henshaw now at first receiver, and Rhys Ruddock chance to straighten and take on his opponent physically. O'Mahony made the tackle. Keenan now.
Tackle! Hold.
Ruddock the target again. This time he's up against Tadhg Byrne and There was a cue for Klein to get over the ball. He couldn't get his hands on it. Now back inside to Larmer. There was a fraction of space there. Good watch from Gavin Coombs defensively. He had to get hands on there, and they go to the edge to Carney, chipped in behind. Covering for Healy to do. He's usually so solid in those.
Timing here. Okay.
And the electric back on that occasion was Jordan Larmer. It was a really good tackle by Niall Scannell. Now Kelleher's away here, and he's got options inside. Jack Conan, one of them. It's another good tackle from Gavin Coombs back there, and Munster really all hands to the pump here. Porter now showing what he can do in the loose with a carry when he keeps ball in hand. Byrne, he had so many options. Really good dummy from Henshaw, and then Byrne went on his own. Larmer up against Keith. So McGrath. Is there space for Vardy? Can he go all the way on his own? Oh, he's held up. That's goal between Coombs and CJ Stander, but how long can Munster resistance hold out here? Changing the point of the attack not once but twice. First from McGrath and then from Ross Byrne, who shipped a big heavy tackle in there as he went back into traffic.
But the traffic, Munster traffic pushed up in both.
Is the option. Healy, Toner, Vardy are all there. Van der Fleer took a good line as he came round the corner and accelerated, hit it at pace, but it was well watched by Munster, and that's a dangerous looking pass. Cian Healy won't appreciate that with Stander coming in on top of him. A couple of really big hits that Healy's taken in the game already. Is there space out wide for the mercurial feet of Jordan Larmer? Two outside him, it's that man Van der Fleer, all action, bringing real appetite to the attack. Good variety, good option. Healy now again on the carry against Klein, and this time from deep. They're hitting the line at pace, but no way through for Henshaw. Porter now, good tackle. John Ryan this time. 28 minutes in, 6 points to 3. A little bit of crossing there.
Up front, number 7.
It's good.
It's really quick. That's your air ball there, Connor.
Yeah. Tadburn on Van der Fleer and O'Mahony in there.
Timing's good. Timing was fine.
O'Mahony this time.
Really good
Funneled
air
back
sack.
via Klein to Niall Scannell. There is the aforementioned Gavin Coombs. What a season he's had.
Stay on. Okay, use it.
Chase is good from Conway under Murray's high kick. A real contestable. Brilliantly done from Dave Carney. Under huge pressure. He watched that all the way. Another player who's in exceptional form.
Okay, use it. Off the bit. No, it's still in. It's off the bit. Still in though.
Coombs now taken to ground by the two Leinster second row. Scott Fardy in particular.
Timing.
A little bit more kicking now from the two nines as Murray puts it back into Leinster territory. Call this time came from Keenan. He's so dangerous if he can get away. James Cronin latching on there, made sure that Keenan didn't get away. That was important. He's so elusive, Hugo Keenan. Ruddock up to halfway. Van der Fleer available as ever. Conan's coming in on the inside. Keenan is there too. Keenan up to the 22. Changes the attack with a dink inside. Henshaw. Now how's the support? Leinster need numbers there. Cian Healy is first to the base of the ruck, and now it goes from Ross Byrne to Van der Fleer.
Stop right in front. Stop in front.
And Munster need to make sure and get them.
Will it be costly?
No. Not straight.
Possession is all Leinster.
Early pressure.
A little bit eager from a Leinster. Very, very tight, low-scoring game so far. His. Huge degree of difficulty. He's absolutely thumped that as he just pushed it to the right of the posts he has. It was now then O'Mahony. Good carry from the Munster captain, evading two Leinster players and presenting the ball, and the opportunity for Gavin Coombs, who seizes it with both hands. Brilliant stuff from the Munster back row, combining first O'Mahony, then Coombs, and straight away they sling it to the edge to Keith Earls, and he's swallowed up, swarmed by four Leinster players, and this is going to be turnover. A couple of minutes to half time, the ideal time to try and seize an advantage, and we've seen Leinster do it so many times.
No, he didn't release the ball.
Now that well, back off the upright it comes. Just cut across it ever so slightly. Joey Carberry missed opportunity. Disappointed with that. All the way to Klein. The transfer to O'Mahony now. Murray. Cries of high tackle. Straight in front of the posts. Falling on deaf ears. Nothing doing from Mike Adamson. But look at this man, Gavin Coombs, go again. This time there is a high tackle, so they do have the advantage. Jack Conan there. Yeah, that's. And Conor Murray, albeit from significant distance in the first half. Set up very, very nicely though, isn't it?
Onside. Okay, use it. Okay, lads.
We've spoken a lot about the wind, and there's definitely a shower or two in the offing for sure. We could be contending with a slippy ball in the second half. No slips whatsoever from Mike Healy. So rock solid under that high ball. He's had another very, very good, consistent season. Scored that wonderful try a couple of weeks ago at Thomond Park against Connacht.
Tackle!
Murray now to Scannell. Double tackle from Kelleher and Andrew Porter. CJ Stander. Dale Andy, and turnover ball here now for Leinster. They look to move it quite quickly. Referee is playing the advantage.
No advantage. Back.
To win this game, they really need to get the calibre of Mike Haley on the ball, not just from fielding it from Leinster kicks, but actually.
Final in 2017 against the Scarlets. There's a penalty coming here for Leinster.
Decision, and the scrum that's in possession, if it's going forward, will get most of those penalties.
Use.
Now McGrath, Henshaw, got beyond Carberry. Good tackle from Niall Scannell. Bit of space now for Conan. He accelerates into it. Cover tackle from Conway, a long way in off his wing. All hands to the pump inside the opening 3 or 4 minutes of the second half. Conan once more. Again, Henshaw's fingerprints all over this Leinster attack in the final. Tadhg Byrne with the tackle. Slow ball coming back to Luke McGrath, and then Tadhg Byrne coming through. Counter-rucking all over the top of the Leinster scrum half, and Van der Fleer takes things into his own hands from Niall Scannell, but it's Porter's ball once again up against his opposite number, John Ryan. Healy now.
Tackle! No hands now!
Well, they're inching forward, edging forward. These one-out carries, picking jams. Ruddock again, Stander over the ball, but he won't get there. It's well protected, and now this looks pretty ominous. Great drive. Have they held that up again? Rain begins to descend.
Stay behind.
Perfect platform, and away they go with Conan. Just look at that scramble defence as Munster get across, and Andrew Porter, seen him so many times from this kind of range. Leinster have already been over the try line twice and held up almost a third time. Munster looking to sandbag their own try line against an onslaught of blue jerseys. How long can they hold out? Oh, they look to have got there. Cries of try, and up go the salutes, and it's Jack Conan who gets up with the ball.
decision to make. How are they going to play the next 10 minutes? They've played most of the game inside their own half, and they've obviously been starved of possession, but they need to arrest one of those two outcomes. They need to get into the Leinster half.
And as a blood replacement for Munster, number 20, Jack O'Donoghue, replacing it for number 7, Peter O'Mahony.
Jack O'Donoghue is in for
It's direct from the
distress. So it's
ball's available, play.
Leinster right back up to halfway with the try scorer Conan off the base of that scrum, and now Ross Byrne. Leinster come moving through the hands out to O'Loughlin. Rhys Ruddock.
And roll, thanks, H.
He goes about his business so quietly, doesn't he, Ruddock? He just keeps carrying into traffic.
Tackle.
And a lot of the time that traffic is Jean Klein and other immovable objects. He's tackled well tonight, Klein. That's Keenan. Good tackle from Cronin on that occasion. Is there a way through for Ross Byrne? That's high from Conor Murray, albeit that Ross Byrne is dipping into the challenge, but no question whatsoever. Here come Leinster again up towards that Munster 22, and inside it now Van der Fleer, to his right hand side. Larmour and Ruddock there. Keith Earls has managed to pinch that.
No hands, please.
Somehow he's got that back on the Munster side, and that's really, really good work from
Onside.
Munster's winger.
Okay, use it.
Much needed, 13 points to 6. They've been very much opportunity for Munster to clear via Conor Murray and just buy themselves some thinking time here.
Replacing for Munster, number 17, Dave Kilcoyne, replacing number 1, James Cronin, and number 18, Stephen Archer, replacing number
A couple of changes in the front row meantime for Munster,
Okay, time on.
and a change
Yep, good there.
in the offing for Leinster at fly half. Again, it's a really tight, good contest. Couple of bites at it, Toner, and he's got it back on the Leinster side. Gets it away to Porter.
Tackle. Stay on. Use it. Stay here.
Ross Byrne still out there, but he's limping and hobbling around for the time being. The ball is bobbling around. It's been snapped up.
Need to get on the ball and impact it.
McGrath now with Henshaw there, but this time he's a decoy. They go a little bit deeper. They skip out past him. Ross Byrne all the way out to Carney. Just bumps off Haley and still going Dave Carney. Quicker ball. Good work from the Leinster scrum half now as they recycle and straight into the middle of the pitch with then options both sides of the ruck, and they come back against the green with Ruddock. Tadhg Byrne with a challenge. Fardy is an option. Ross Byrne, and now in they go to Hugo Keenan, taken on by Larmour.
Hold.
Premium field position again as they get it in now to Tadhg Furlong, his first carry, and he runs straight into CJ Stander.
Penalty.
Towards Ross Byrne. Nothing easy. And that's the measure of the fact that it's sweeping
Conviction to push it through that difficult wind.
So Leinster pass up the opportunity to open up a sizable 10-point lead. They're a very, very difficult side to chase down. You don't want to give them too much daylight.
Tackle, knees to ground, tackle, release.
Van der Fleer has dispatched the headgear.
Use it.
Furlong leaves it for Ruddock, and
Stay on, timing.
Haley all the way, and he got up and he commanded the airspace really well.
All backwards.
Munster have done well to salvage that situation. It was a tricky ball back inside, but Haley was running out of pitch. He had to get the pass away. Turner with the attempted charge down. Murray didn't have a lot of protection. That's a good contest in the air between Keith Earls and Hugo Keenan.
Hold.
Conan shown up very well tonight. The adjustment from Ross Byrne. Time and space for Haley in the backfield.
Hold in front. Okay, run 5 on side.
Now Keenan, what does he spot up in front? Well, again, he's so elusive, deceptively elusive. Skips away from two would-be challengers. Good hands again from Furlong. Just pops it out to Ruddock. He knows that there'll be someone on his shoulder. This time it's Kelleher, strong fend on Archer, I think it was, and Leinster monopolising possession. Munster just can't get into the game now. They've got a real stranglehold on it, Leinster. Keenan and Ruddock again, and he just goes through the gears. Support is there, the offload to Van der Fleer. The two loose forwards working in tandem now, and things beginning to click into place, you feel, for Leinster. Better rhythm about their attacks now. Furlong. Not quite the dancing feet just yet from Furlong, as there was good attention paid to him. Now that looks like a turnover ball for Gavin Coombs. Munster needed that, and they have wrestled the ball back.
Gavin Coombs, anytime he's needed.
For Leinster, Ross Byrne is making way for Johnny Sexton.
Two replacements for Leinster, number 20, Ryan Bird, replacing number 5.
Hold on, lads, just wait for the
Ryan Bird is coming in as well for Scott Fardy.
Replacing number 10, Ross Byrne.
So Kevin O'Byrne to Tadhg, CJ Stander out to Conor Murray, really flat to the line and inviting Farrell onto it. Henshaw on defensive duties. Kevin O'Byrne to Keith Earls. Henshaw wrestling over the ball. Klein now takes the more direct approach.
And tackle, release.
As we approach the final quarter of the game, Munster dearly needs some points from this entry into Leinster territory. Can they get themselves up into that 22? Well, with carries like that, they can't. Good from Archer. Tadhg Byrne again.
No clear left.
Archer now to Coombs. Everything just slows down a fraction. Now Murray to CJ Stander. Ripping the tackle from Ryan Bird. How often with his first impact on the game do we see him do something like that? And away goes Rhys Ruddock. Johnny Sexton. Little snapshot of what we were talking about pre-game, about the impact of the bench as Tadhg Furlong.
On Tadhg Furlong, not an ideal match, was it?
Furlong a little slow to get back to his feet. Chris Farrell can't quite take it. That's a big impact. Again, Conan picks and drives off the base, and he drives strong. Here's that man again, Ruddock, but he runs into Klein on CJ Stander. A real arm wrestle for the ball. It's back off red. Klein can play it. Munster have it.
Onside.
They've seized the ball back now. Can they keep a hold of it? It's Johnny Sexton and Hugo Keenan underneath this, and it's
Position, but still, from a scrum, they hold.
Tadhg Byrne was the target. It was almost too high for him. Just fingertip stuff. CJ Stander rescues the situation, taken on by Kilcoyne. Kelleher is taken out of the equation just before he could get hands on it. 63 minutes, 13 points to 6. Hurdling over Leinster bodies goes Conor Murray.
Two big carries from Kilcoyne. That's great impact.
Still going 5 metres and more than that through the challenge of Johnny Sexton. Farrell again using his bulk. O'Donoghue out the back to Dialande. How they'd love a big intervention from their big player, the Springbok World Cup winner, on the big stage here. Or perhaps Carberry, or indeed Keith Earls, who goes sniping again. Defensive work from Tadhg Furlong. That was difficult for Carberry, and he might get himself into trouble. Sexton out of that defensive line to make the hit. Coombs. Dialande pops it away to, there he is again, Kilcoyne. Speed off the line from Van der Fleer. Tadhg Byrne, they need support in there around him. Bird. Now he's got to get his hands off it. 13 phases and
From the base of the scrum, to execute a kick like that over a player of that calibre and bounce it just before touching into the line, that's pure class.
Two having been on the front foot, not able to protect possession on the attack. Klein takes the line out.
One stop. He's fine, he's always bound.
Conor Murray sliced that almost straight on top of himself up into the air, and it's been picked off here by Conan into the 22. McGrath. Oh, it's great hands from the record breaker Devon Toner. Stander can't get hands on it. Byrne now. Good tackle from O'Donoghue, but they're queuing up here. Keenan. In it goes again to Ruddock. McGrath. Ryan Baird now.
Okay, still got advantage.
Playing with the advantage, they go to Ruddock again. And it came from that Conor Murray box kick, but Jack Conan again with the... No, he shows so much courage and bottle to nail those clutch kicks. Meantime, change for Munster.
Okay, use it now.
A few replacements for Munster.
18, that'll do.
19, Billy Holland replacing number 4, John Klein. Number 21, Craig Casey replacing number 9, Conor Murray. And number 22,
A real contestable ball, and Leinster again come up with possession. They just haven't allowed entry points into the game really for Munster, and when they have, Munster have not been able to capitalise so far.
Replacing for Leinster, number 16, James Tracy replacing number 2, Rowan Gallagher.
They're running out of time. It's going to take something pretty special from here. Dealande now, but look how deep they are, and look how Leinster press up.
Hold in front, stop, 6.
Hanrahan, Claremont bound in the summer.
Hold
Keenan
in front, Blue.
has a little look to see where Earls and Haley are, and that's left for Mike Haley by Keith Earls.
Well, it's kind of a story for him to keep up with him. That will create an impact for his team.
Well, someone in red's got to make something happen. Otherwise, we are heading towards a fourth consecutive Guinness Pro14 title for Leinster.
Advantage. Keep it square, keep it square.
Very solid. And now a hand shot. Still full of running. McGrath. It's good hands from Ruddock. What a second half he's had. He's had a terrific game, but he's been exceptional, particularly in this second half. Taken on now by James Tracy. Ruddock goes in to play auxiliary scrum half, and Ryan Baird.
Use it.
If that tackle and rip on CJ Stander is his only real standout moment in the game, Ryan Baird, what a moment it was at that time when it was so needed. Larmour kicks one in behind. Haley will gather.
Replacing for Leinster, number 19, Ross Maloney replacing number 6, Rhys Ruddock.
And Damien Dealande also off for Munster.
Space.
Rory Scannell coming in. McGrath, he's had a terrific game, and he's not.
Ball's available, use it.
And Stander does use it to Casey. Hanrahan, Scannell, straight to width they go to Conway. He's seen precious little of the ball really. Tricky for Hanrahan, back into Stander, tackled by Ryan Baird. Archer. Hanrahan now. That's a good read and a really, really good hit from Henshaw and Farrell.
Use it.
5 minutes to go, 10 points the margin. Casey sends one skyward.
Meters on it into the attacking place.
Okay, time back on. Early weight coming across.
Casey in a real hurry now. Scannell 2 to Hanrahan. Earls. Ball doesn't go to hand to Healy, but it's snapped up by Conway. Stander to Tadhg still lower in the Munster half of the field. That's a high challenge from Ryan Bird, and away goes Casey. Now they need to get with him. Was that 10? He knocked it on in any case, and Gibson Park is
Hugo Keenan.
Loads of space in behind. Keenan off in chase. Conway. 80 minutes. The game is up. Leinster have done it again.